Danny De La Paz and
Daniel Villarreal
from American Meat Puppet and
Little Puppet.
And you are watching the RAMILIA Sports Report.
Look at this guy, man. You guys know you're like a star now. The Rams won the Super Bowl.
Look at this side.
And of course, here he comes. Listen, is he smoking a cigar? He's really gonna. What? Oh my God! Yes, Rudy.
Rambo, finally, the RAMILIA Sports Report returns to the Rambo Show. Rambo.
Roll down the window.
Yes, Rudy.
Put down the top. Crank up the Beach Boys, baby. Don't let the music stop. We're gonna ride it till we just can't ride it no more. From the side, baby, to the side, from the west side. Let's go. Big dog on three. 1, 2, 3. Big dog.
What is up, my RAMILIA fans of the Los Angeles Rams, the last NFC team to win the Super Bowl, the only NFC West team to have won the Super Bowl in the last few years, the Los Angeles Rams. Thank you for coming in. Sorry for my tardiness. Got my grandkids here. It's hot as heck. Got the lights down a little bit. We got some news for you from training camp. We're going to take a look at the starting lineups. I can't wait. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's get this going. It's been a long time. We got some information about the youth Rams youth camp and cheer camp for the younglings, the little Ramblins, young Ramblins. If you are interested in that, it's coming up July 31st and August 1st and 2nd. We'll get into that. The first few days of August. You can register for that. Amazing stuff that our Rams are doing with the community. The 49ers channel had our guy Andrew Whitworth, because he does Thursday night football games, and they had him in there and they were asking him questions. There's a lot of Niner fans that go to Levi's. There's a lot of Niner fans that go to SoFi Stadium. They call it Levi's South, etc. And they had to throw that in there. And he said, well, there's a lot of Niner fans, in Southern California. It's really amazing that they have that. And he also asked him, well, the Niners also have a lot of success against the Niners. And then Big Wit gave him the comment that I would have told him to, but he's being neutral because he's no longer with the Rams organization. He still has love for his old team, but he works for the Thursday night football guys, and that's why he was there. So I'll get into that comment. I loved what he had to say, and that just pushes back that item about the regular season wins. How important are they when you lose the biggest game? And we'll get into that. We already all know that as Ram fans, we hate that we can't get off the snide in the regular season against the team up north, but we have the ace in the hole, the NFC Championship game that we won, and we're going to remember that until we're old men. Hey, remember, you're a Niner fan, right? Remember back in the day. You're not going to remember those 8 in a row or whatever, but it is funny. But I'll get to that as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at training camp on the 29th. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Remember, you guys got to get there early. That way you guys can get under the canopy and all that stuff. And so let's get right into the show. Appreciate you guys being in here. Thank you guys for allowing my tardiness. I'm sorry. It was hot, and we got the pool out for my grandkids, and we're setting everything up at the same time. And hopefully I'll get my new equipment soon. My laptop bogs down my videos. I like to show you guys clips, and it takes forever for it to load. So here, let's get right into it. My guy Willie Bum was here earlier. Hey, Rudy. LA Rams legends tight end Charlie Young, wide receiver Dwight Scales, offensive guard Greg Horton, and Carl Eckern. Yes, indeed, one of my favorite Rams. Yes, indeed. My God, Danny Berry, sports highlights. Great guy. Yo, he says, what's up, brother? Steve-O. Guns in a bun. Yeah, I got my farmer's tan. Um, I was outside with my grandkids earlier, and we set up the little pool, put a little slide in it, and they were having a blast. And I was like, I need to get my farmer tan. And I usually put a ram something on, and I said, forget it, it's too hot for that. But yeah, I appreciate it. Exotic soy sauce, what's up, my guy? He says, what's up, man? Thank you for coming in. Robert McClendon says, how do you think Puka will do for the man? I'm going to tell you. Listen, when I'm optimistic about guys on the team, they still have to prove it, right? I'm just going by what I see. It's like we're on a pickup game and like, hey, man, nobody can stop that guy. Let's on a basketball court or on a football field. Man, that guy's fast, man, that guy has good hands. Look at that catch he did in traffic. Stuff that you can see, right? They have to translate it into the big game. There's a lot of distractions for a young guy with some new money. You got to stay focused. You got to work in your game. It's everyone there is talented in the NFL. It depends how you're going to work on your game and move to the next level. And also that you're not going to crumble when you get the call. You're not going to drop an easy pass. You're not going to fumble at the wrong time. But there's a lot of gems that we have at this draft class. McVay is the right guy to get you hyped up. These guys want to make a name for themselves. And I think Puka Nacua is going to be amazing. Plus, what other organization that has a Cooper Cup Triple Crown winner, one of the best route runners, wide receivers in the NFL to learn from? The professionalism. We don't have divas on this team that they're going to just, be in the media and they're not sure if they're going to come in. Our guys want to win the Lombardi. And so those last few drives in the 2021 Super Bowl season, that was because Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford were students of the game, not just talent. Talent takes you a certain way. Ask Ryan Leaf. You have to be dedicated to your craft. And aside from injuries, you have to want it more than the other guy and perform when the call is going. So when the call comes, so I think Puka Nacua is going to be amazing. I mean, I'm picking him to be our third wide receiver, and I can't wait for it. We'll see what happens, but like I said, I'm very optimistic. I love it. Joe says, Ramstedo's checking in, Niners checking out. Love it, brother. Love it. Appreciate you, brother. Joe says, Puka, I believe he will do well for us. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Me too. Robert McClendon says he's from TCU, correct. Puka Nacua is from, I'm not sure. We'll see if that shows up right now when I show you my depth chart. I can't remember what college he came from, darn it. If you guys know in the chat, let me know. Great question. Miguel Sevilla, what's up, brother? Yo, happy Monday Nitro. Yes, Monday Ram Nitro. Don't forget to show love to the channel and of course the Rams horns up. Yes, indeed. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much. And thank you. Monday Nitro. It's a takeoff from my old school WCW channel that I used to watch, back in the day. Not channel, but wrestling show. And amazing. That was one of the great times in wrestling. Back and forth. He used to turn back and forth and great time. But yes, indeed. And thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate you so much. My guy, shot by Nolan. What's the word, Rudy? The word is the Rams are rising up. The Rams are rising up. The people are sleeping on us. I mean, anytime, listen, the NFC is very watered down. Even with these young fellas, these young bucks, these young bighorn Rams, do we fear any offense in the NFL? Now, the Niners have a great running game, great schemes by Kyle Shanahan, right? That's fine. But they are iffy at quarterback still. They're in year 7 in the Kyle Shanahan tenure, and they can't keep I don't know if it's in the water. They can't keep a quarterback upright. So at any time they can go down. And I don't wish that on anybody, but that's just the facts. That's the bottom line, and then you got the Seahawks and they got Geno Smith. Geno Smith is not the second coming of Michael Vick. He had a great season last year. He got paid. I see them coming down a little bit. They're still rebuilding. The Arizona Cardinals are in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, unfortunately. And then in the NFC, the Eagles, I appreciate Jalen Hurd. They have a lot of good guys over there, but I think that we have a personnel and offense to stay with them, and we make plays here and there. I believe that we can beat them if we get into the postseason. The Vikings with Kirk Cousins, great wide receiver, great coaching, but they don't scare anybody. The Cowboys, they've been overdue. Dak Prescott looks wonderful against so-so teams, and then when you need him, he can't come through. When Pollard went out, that game was very winnable against the 49ers, and he couldn't come through. That's what separates a quarterback. If you don't ask the Madden guys, they give Madden, we're not even going to talk about that right now. The disrespect that Matthew Stafford gets from media pundits, Madden, I mean, it's ridiculous. But that's what separates a Matthew Stafford from a Dak Prescott or a Jalen Hurd. At this point in their career, Jalen Hurd's younger than Dak Prescott. They can't make those plays. They can't take the game over. Matthew Stafford has, and he does. So that's what we're talking about. Now, he's older than them, right? But if you had a prime Matthew Stafford, same age as Dak Prescott, same age as Jalen Hurts, I guarantee you most likely you're going to go with the Matthew Stafford. But still, he still has some left in the gas tank. That's why I say we're right there, man. We're trying to get into next year, 2024. We're going to have more draft picks. Our first number one pick might be a bargaining chip. 2025 is the marquee year that we're going to probably have our new uniforms finally unveiled, and we're going to be Super Bowl fully contenders, where they're going to announce us as Super Bowl contenders, because these gems and this year and next year's draft and the guys that we bring in, I like Witherspoon. I like Sony Michel coming in to help us out. We got a new offensive lineman, another tight end for the camp to see who's, roll the dice, see which guy's going to be depth. I really like what we're doing. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Rams House, what's up, brother? It says, do you guys know any SeatGeek promos? Good question. I don't. If you guys know anything in the chat, let me know. Rams House, if you're looking for seats, look at the go to so if you're social media, your own subscribers, let them know also too, because a lot of them are season ticket holders and they have extra tickets for certain games that their loved ones or a buddy can't go. You'll be able to get probably a better price and be with Ram fans. That's what I suggest. Great question. Clark Bales, Puka is out of BYU. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you so much. Love it. Thank you so much in the chat. Love you guys so much. We're going to get to my clips right now. Bless you. Thank you so much. That's great. BYU, the alma mater of Stephen Young. And props to you, man. Props to you. I love that. Comment. Appreciate you. Let's see. Rams House says, going to the Rams Broncos preseason game, but trying to find the promos. Yes, that's right. But you know what? Actually, too, Stetson Bennett and the fellas, Puka Nacua, sometimes you can get some real good deals. You might be able to find some $20 preseason tickets. Just look, but that's always good trying to find the promos. Mike Armada, what's up, brother? Marco Almenta, sorry. What's happening, Rambro and the Ramilia? What's up, brother? Appreciate you so much. Shabanella says that BYU too as well. Yes, indeed. Let's get into what I wanted to talk about, and then we'll get back into the chat. Here we go. So let's see. Where should we start? Let's start with Big Wit. So the 49ers broadcaster was talking about, the 49ers have had great success against the Niners. And before that, Whitworth, this is probably where they got that from. Here's the post. And Whitworth was saying that the 49ers would most likely gladly trade in those wins in the regular season dominance over the Rams for a win in the 2022 NFC Championship. And I believe that as well. I mean, the regular season is important, but if you lose the big one, it don't matter. And so that's the post that I put on my Twitter, and that's what Big Wit said. And they most likely got this from this video. Let's look and see what Big Wit actually had to say. And I'm right on board with what he says. And here we go, Big Wit. Here we go.
I mean, I think you ask any Niners player, probably in their heart, they'd much rather have that NFC Championship game than all the other ones. So no different for us. I mean, I think it's one of those things that, the 49ers are an amazing football team. You look at defensively, offensively, how they're built, the structure they've done as far as putting that team together. I mean, John Lynch and those guys deserve so much credit. To me, it's one of the most physical, toughest, hardest playing groups that I played all throughout my career. And so I always had a ton of respect for them. And, it's one of those things I thought really the last year there when we lost at the end of the season, before the NFC Championship game, I thought that was the first time as Rams, I thought we really said, you know what, like this is just flat out a good football team and we're not playing good enough to beat them. And I think that's why the response in the NFC Championship was what.
So he's right on board with what I say. He's right on board with what I say. Okay, so let's just flash back real quick. We're just not going to spend much time on this. Remember when Robert Woods went down? We were all like, God, are you serious? Really? Right? We couldn't believe it. Right before, a few days before the Monday Night Showdown in San Francisco, we got Matthew Stafford. We had just signed Von Miller, OBJ. They didn't even have a chance to get it. Hold on. They didn't even have a chance to, get acclimated to everybody. Von Miller was a little hurt more than we thought coming in. So they weren't themselves. The Rams weren't themselves. They were still in their feelings, losing Robert Woods. And they lit us up at San Francisco, right? So then a few games got under our belt. We finally got to play them again in SoFi Stadium. Now that's the real Rams. And we went off on them upside the head, 17-0, if you remember that. And there was a couple of turnovers. It's always a tug of war between us. But that was the real Rams team. That first one wasn't. They won the game. That's all that counts. But that second game, we should have won that game. But, the great Ram in the sky, there's a reason why he does things. And so the NFC Championship game had to end the way it did with us winning and getting that banner. But that was the real Rams team, right? They came back in overtime. Matthew Stafford threw an interception that I think he was hurt. He couldn't follow through. OBJ was wide open, but they won that game. They came back, right? Then we unleashed them on the Packers, who have been our Achilles heel. They beat the Packers. They came back to us, and we smacked them upside the head in the NFC Championship game. They got a lead on us. We came back, and we beat them. So those two games were the real Rams. Then in the regular season after that, we lost Von Miller. We lost our offensive line starters. We had injuries. We don't have that same team. So when they beat us, they didn't beat that same team that won the Super Bowl. They beat the team that had missing players, just so they understand. So we'll just get off of that. But that's all I wanted to say. He's right on board with what I was saying about that. And we still don't have that juggernaut team that we had in the Super Bowl, and we're trying to get right back to it. Joe says, any female Ram fans on here? Not looking, just wondering if we have any on here. We've got a few that come in from time to time, mostly on the comments. Once in a while, we do have some that come in here. Yes, indeed. When I come in more often, they'll be here more often. Great comment, Joe. Michael Armanda says, I'm liking your happy birthday video shorts. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I thank you. I appreciate that. Gilbert Weiss, BYU. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay, hold on. My sister's leaving, so my doggies are being loud. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, we'll just go with it in the background. Chabanel says, yes, sir, let them sleep. It's going to be too late when they wake up, though. Yes, indeed. Stockton says, Rudy, I was ready for the show on Saturday. LOL. All good, brother. I just missed you. How's You're too much. Yeah, I had like a tentative. I wanted to come out on Saturday or Sunday for this live stream, but it didn't work out. But if I don't do that, usually I try to come in on Monday. But thank you, man. I appreciate you. Also, too, the case of the $3 Cash App. So we were at Disneyland, and all of a sudden my sister says, did you ask for $3? And it somehow in my pocket, I took the case off because it got messed up. And it's a touch screen. It's a Note 10 Plus. It was asking for $3 from a couple of people that are in my Cash App. I don't know why. So that got canceled. I found out. I don't know how that happened. So I think Jimbo, you were one of them. I think Michael was another one. Another Michael. And so if you guys saw that wasn't me sending it. It was we're bouncing around on the ride and it's in my pocket. And somehow it asked for $3. I don't know, but I canceled him as soon as I saw him. So the case of the caper of the Cash App, it's crazy. Let's see. So Agnes says, are we doing the starting 22 today? Yes, we're gonna get to that. Yes, indeed. Shot by Nolan says, Manny QB ratings are done. Chat GPT, it's crazy, man. Some of them I agree with, like Aaron Donald, like we talked about, but the Matthew Stafford disrespect is horrible. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Testing. Let's see. Testing. Okay, here we go. All right. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the depth. Let's get into the starting, perceived starting lineups. Let's get into that right now. Well, my dogs are quiet. My sister's moving stuff back and forth. They live in the back property. Hold on one second. The best place that I can find it that I've seen is CBS Sports depth chart. So we'll use that. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay. So this stat, I like the way they've done it here. So we'll get into the parts that I don't agree with, and we'll start right off the bat. Quarterback, of course, Matthew Stafford. Brett Ripien, they have him as second string. Third string, Stetson Bennett, Dresser win. I believe this is going to get flip-flopped because he's a veteran. They put him here. But I think Stetson Bennett's QB2, and I have another one from DraftKings. They have him as number 2, Stetson Bennett. Running backs, Cam Akers, Sony Michel, the two vets. Here's the incumbent starter. Here we go here. I think Ronnie Rivers is the odd man out here. Zach Evans can come here. And they can, three-headed monster. So all these four guys may be in the running. We could, if Kyrene Williams doesn't show something in camp, even though I'm very high on him, with Zach Evans, these two guys could not get cut. But I think this guy offers a huge big play factor. Ronnie Rivers is a decent back, but I think he's the odd man out with the signing of Sony Michel. Wide receiver, Cooper Kupp, of course. Van Jefferson, number 2. And then here's the huge wide receiver room. Is Ben Skoranek going to take the next step? Now, they have a thing here, which I like. He has a foot. He's questionable for week 1. We will see. I haven't heard anything that he was not going to be there for week 1, but I like how they have that listed. Demarcus Robinson, Tutu Atwell, Puka Nacua, Lance McClutchin. Will he step up? Austin Trammell. I forgot about Austin Trammell, but he's also going to be in the kick returning, most likely. We'll see. Tyler Johnson, Javier Smith, Braxton Burmeister, Tiger Hudson. Okay, so there's that. I think here, as far as the starters, of course, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, I think that you'll have these guys swap out depending on how Puka Nacua starts. Ben Skoranek, and then Tutu will come in. Different wide receiver sets, you'll see them come out. We can even do 4 wide receiver sets, depends. So Ben Skoranek and Tutu are the main guys for no QB wide receiver 3, and then Puka Nacua and Lance McCutcheon are some of these guys. But I think Puka Nacua is going to be in with these other 2 guys, Tutu and Ben Skoranek, because he's just that good to me. Tight ends, of course, Tyler Higbee, Bryson Hopkins. Here we go. So I think that Davis Allen could be the wild card. I think he can play as much or maybe overtake Bryson Hopkins for QB for tight end too. But I think it's maybe the blocking might keep him out for a little bit. Hunter Long has been showing some promise. Then we got the guy that we just got in, Nicola, Christian Sims. We'll see here, but I like how this is here with these 2 guys being the wild card. They might interject here with the wide receiver 2 or give Tyler Higbee a breather. We'll see what happens. Now, the important thing, left tackle, Joe Noteboom. And we got here questionable for week 1. Now, I don't know anything about that. I don't know that he won't play for week 1, but I like how they have that there. We'll see. I'm not sure if I want Alaric Jackson at left tackle, or left guard. They can be switched around. So then they have Alaric Jackson so here's the starter here on the left. Remember, these are the starters. And then AJ Curry, and then the guard, Steve Avila. They have him starting, which I agree with. Tremaine Ankrum, and then Grant Miller. Center, Brian Allen, Sean McGinn, and then Mike Allister. We'll see about this here. So here's the starters. Logan Bruss, they have starting. Coleman Shelton back up, and Zachary Thomas. Whoa, Logan Bruss. We'll see, because he's the second year. He didn't play last year because he got hurt. We'll see how he works out in training camp. Havenstein is the starter with Warren McClendon from the Georgia Bulldog, who gives us extra depth, backing him up. But these guys can be moved around and shuffled. But so there's the starters on the most important position besides the key weaponry positions on the offense is our offensive line. Defense, Kobe. They have him at left defensive end. Jonah Williams. So we'll see here. Jonah Williams was coming on. And then they have third, Ernest Brown the third. Now, I think that he'll be closer to here. It's going to be training camp. Excuse me. Got him mixed up. Ernest Brown is the third stringer. Bobby Brown the third is who I was talking about. I'm sorry. Teron Vincent. So that'll be something if Kobe Turner starts over Jonah Williams. They have high hopes for Kobe Turner. We'll see. And then there's our guy, the GOAT, Aaron Donald. Marquise Copeland, which I like him. He was coming on. And then I like this depth here, Laurel Munchison, and then Deshaun Johnson. So I like that. All right. Laurel Murchison. Okay, so there we go. The green dot guy, Ernest Jones, starter. Kalichi, I can't even say his last name. He's there. And they had DeAndre Square and Jaden Woodby, the backups. Right inside linebacker, Christian Rosenboom, Jake Hummel, and Ryan Samita Jr. Strong side. Mike Hoyt, the captain, and I can't even say this. Is it O'Shawn Mathis or Ocon Mathis? I think it's O'Shawn Mathis. Well, you guys know what it is. Weak side. Brian Young. Now, I don't like this. I haven't heard anything. If you guys know in the chat, unable to perform, expected. He's on the PUP list, but they can come off anytime. Just to give you some information, if they're on the PUP list on training camp, they don't have to be out for a certain time. They can come back at any time. So they have him for week 2. So I want him to start, but we'll see. Kier Thomas, Daniel Hardy. I think he's going to be in here more. So Daniel Hardy, we'll see what happens. And then Zach Von Valkenburg to bring that up. Right cornerback, Kobe Durant, the land shark. Darian Kendrick backing him up. And then the new guy that we just got, Akella Witherspoon, and they have him questionable for week 1 versus Seattle. I haven't heard anything. We'll see. But again, the PUP list, that doesn't mean anything. They can come back at any time. I like the depth here. Vincent Gray, McCutcheon, Davis, another Davis. But I think Akella Witherspoon can be moved around. So, even though we have him third here, he can be moved around. Left cornerback, Robert Wischel. This is an important year for him because Travarius Hodge Tomlinson, the nephew of LaDainian Tomlinson, the Hall of Fame running back from the Chargers, has some skill set that you have to reckon with. He's young, but he's very, you might want to have him come in, and these guys he's going to push this guy, but they can be moved around. And then Sean Jolly, very consistent, decent guy. Jordan Jones. So I like the depth here. Strong safety, Jordan Fuller. That's my guy. Quentin Lake's going to be pushing him. And remember, we got him from UCLA. He got hurt last year. He's going to be getting reps this year. Would love to see the guys interchangeable. I can't wait. And then Quindell Johnson, love that. There's our guy, Russ Yeast. I really like him. Free safety. I like him roaming around. We'll see what happens with him. But guys that have decent skill sets, they have years under their belt, taking the next step. I like it. Jason Taylor II, backing him up. And then LeCount, Ingle, and then Torrance II. They have him at free safety 3. Here's an interesting thing here. Not a lot of depth charts have our special teams guys, but I like, this is why I picked the CBS Sports one. So punter Ethan Evans, the guy can boom the leg. Ray Guy Jr., they just don't have any pro experience. Long snapper Alex Ward, holder Ethan Evans, punt returner Tutu Atwell, DeMarcus Robinson, Austin Trammell, kick returner Tutu Atwell, Kyrene Williams, Austin Trammell. So those are your tentative starters. And then the kicker, hold on one second, is the guy that was pardon me, hold on. I want to go back and see something real quick. Hold on. They don't have our kicker in here. Oh, interesting. I didn't notice that. Hold on. Our kicker was the 2022 kicker, consistently the 2022 most consistent kicker in college last year. The only thing is he doesn't have a big leg. So hold on one second. Let me un momento. From 52 yards in, that's his sweet spot. We may add a kicker, a veteran kicker, that maybe has a little bit more leg. We'll see. We'll see about that. Hold on one second though. I wanted to check something, pardon me. Tanner Brown is the guy I'm talking about. From Oklahoma State. And so we'll see what happens with that. But we do have a consistent kicker, but no NFL experience. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Stalker says, already a bunch of injuries in the NFL in training camp. God, I hope we can stay healthy. Yeah, man. That's exactly what we need. Shot by Nolan says, Big Wit spitting. Exactly right, man. You know what? I love Big Wit, man. I'm so happy that he was able to get his Lombardi with the Rams against his old team. I love it. Shot by Nolan says, crazy how we were robbed of that cup, OBJ and Bobby Tree's trio. Yeah, man. And it's crazy. I mean, I'll be forever thankful that we won the Super Bowl 2021. But it sucks that we didn't get to run it back with our same team. That's one thing that, that's the fly in the ointment, besides the injuries in the offensive line. OBJ didn't cut, he didn't play anyway, but even if he would have, we didn't get him because he was going to, he was going to try to get paid because, he would have won the Super Bowl MVP, if he didn't get hurt. And then Von Miller took the cash, to go with the Buffalo Bills. And so we wouldn't have been able to run back with that same team, but it just sucks that we didn't able to be healthy and run it back with the same team again. So the fun guy says, hey, Rudy, do you think the O-line will be more healthy this year? Therefore, Stafford will be more healthy as well. I really do. They're going to be more healthy. I mean, that was kind of a fluke where the 12 different lineups and 12 different games. And we basically, It got a guy from was he a security guard or a police officer? Hold on, sorry. All right, sorry. We basically got a security guard, one of the guys off of the street to come and block. It was crazy last year. So no, they will be more healthy, and so will Stafford, and it's going to pay dividends in the offense. Pardon my doggies in the background. Robert McClellan says, I hope we meet on Saturday. I hope to meet you too, man. I cannot wait. Horns up, baby. Eduardo says, Rudy, vamos Rams, beautiful Rams. Yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. Props to you, my brother. Appreciate you. Let's see.
Seconds.
Hold on, guys. All right, so my granddaughter's getting changed. Sorry about that. I was muted on purpose. She'll be fine in a second. That's what happens when you change her, and she don't want to be changed at that time. Straw Hat, Straw Hat, the Prince 26 says, I hate all the Rams hate. I do too. It's just, they hate us because of what they ain't us. So it is what it is, that's okay. But here we go. So training camp is coming. And so we're stoked. We're getting ready for it. Training camp is coming. Hope to see you guys on the 29th. Here's some of the stuff that we can expect. Always a great time. And my brother. And then here's Tyler Higbee getting ready too.
I joke with people, it's eat, sleep, poop, football for 18 days straight.
Yes, indeed. So I hope you guys got your tickets. It's going to be hot. If you guys have anything with your health conditions, be careful with that. Make sure you stay hydrated. It's going to be crazy hot. I'm looking forward to it. There was one thing I want to talk about too, real quick. Oh, by the way, our training camp, I'm ready for the Land Shark. Ready to go, baby. Ready to go. The linebackers. Let's go. Okay, so there was something with Matthew Stafford. Remember, last year Matthew Stafford had the elbow issue. They try to downplay it because he's Ram tough. The guy played with the plethora, a term used from the Three Amigos. What is a plethora? A plethora of injuries through his career. And, he one of the things that hindered our progression with Allen Robinson being on the same page starting game one is because they didn't get the reps that we needed to feel comfortable going to him. And then that way we can see how we're going to use him, because he was a bigger receiver, a little slower out of his breaks, and we didn't have the rapport. So last year, Netflix with that QB special asked Matthew Stafford if he wanted to join in, and Matthew Stafford declined the chance to be on Netflix quarterback series. Also, he's a private guy, there's only so much, but one of the reasons too is because he had that issue with his elbow, and he didn't. Also with his teammates, there was a thing where I think it's mostly because he was kind of banged up, and he didn't decline that he wouldn't go in the future on that show. But just so you guys know, why is they didn't ask Matthew Stafford? Well, they did, and he said no. So there's that. So just so you guys know. And then also too, for the Ram younglings, for SoCal families and SoCal, the Rams, are building in the community, building the fan base for future Rams. A lot of the OG Ram fans have passed away. The ones that saw Roman Gabriel at the Coliseum, even further than that. The Rams are out of the market for 20 plus years. We're rebuilding the RAMILIA in Los Angeles and Southern California. God bless our RAMILIA in Southern California. I live in Southern California. God bless our RAMILIA in St. Louis and Cleveland, all over the country. And for my St. Louis brothers and sisters, you're part of the RAMILIA as well. Doesn't mean anything. I live in Southern California, so we talk about the events here, but you're part of the RAMILIA. You're Ram fans just like us. When they went to St. Louis, it's always loyalty over location. We love our team. We can't help who the owner is or what happens in the front office, but it's always these blue and yellow colors are run through our veins. And just so you guys know that, I love all my RAMILIA St. Louis brothers and sisters as well. I just happen to live in Southern California, so I say about events. And I say that because the Rams are reacclimating themselves to Los Angeles. They're having stuff for the youths, my cousin Vinny term, Rams Football Academy for cheer and youth football. Amazing. July 31st, it's coming. Look on your local listings for that, for the youth football and cheer clinics for the youth of the Rams. And there's the link down there, therams.com/camp clinics. And you get all the information there. Amazing time. Amazing. So just so you guys know that. And so I want to thank everybody for coming in. I appreciate you so much. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for coming in and joining the Monday Nitro RAMILIA, even though it's in the afternoon. I did a little earlier today. Hope everyone has a great Monday. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. As we always say, may the RAMILIA be with you. And Ramulators, mount up. And props to you guys that watch the chat on the replays. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. I try to be cute with my video and I put the wrong one. I put the picture. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Kyle Shannon. I'm sorry. Hold on. This is what I meant to put. Anyway, everyone have a great afternoon. Appreciate you.
There it is.
All right, guys. Have a great afternoon.